Good evening, everybody. This is John Breon. I'm recording for COM 3020 with Elizabethtown College, Dr. Schauer, and the social media marketing class. This project, our final project here this semester, was a listening project for social media alerts around the web. I chose to use Google Alerts, and the project that I wanted to study was Doctor Who and feminism. I consider myself a Doctor Who fan, and this October marked first time in the show's history, 55 years, that there was a female doctor to take the lead. So pretty exciting stuff, right? I mean, you consider right now we're in the time of hashtag Me Too, and this is when people want to get behind progress and make sure that we have diverse casting and everything. So for the first time in 55 years, this long-running British science fiction television show adopted a female lead character, the actress Jodie Whittaker. She's posted right here. Pretty exciting stuff, pretty awesome stuff. What I wanted to study is, are people going from being shocked to being really excited about this? Like now, all of a sudden, we have this huge, epic science fiction television show that's hugely popular, both in the United States and abroad. And now we finally have a strong female lead. And this is going to be the evolutionary turning point of television and social media, right? Well, hopefully, Jodie Whittaker, the 13th incarnation of the Doctor, is she going to go down as the Doctor who broke the gender barrier? Or is she going to go down as the Doctor who revolutionized the role of female actors in a 55-year-old sci-fi television show? Will she go down as the Doctor who established diversity and acceptance of women and LGBTQ or minority characters? Or is she going to be remembered as the Doctor who failed miserably? A lot of this may not be up to Jodie, it may be up to showrunners. Looking at the history of the show, one of these things is not like the other. On the left here, you can see all of the pictures of the old Doctor Who's. On the top, we have Peter Capaldi, the 12th incarnation of the Doctor, and on the bottom here, we have Jodie Whittaker. So breaking this gender barrier has been a huge accomplishment for Doctor Who. And on October 7th, the world was introduced for the first time to our new lead character. There were some positives. The Google alerts that I ran for Doctor Who feminism, which is to be the main portion of this story, only reported 3 alerts the entire time that I've been watching it. So we're talking about the end of September. We started the alerts, and I only got 3 of them. Going back to the new showrunner, a gentleman named Chris Chibnall, he's the one that's writing the stories. A lot of what's going to happen with this breaking through of a gender diversity in the character is going to come down to how the shows are written. There are fans of Doctor Who that are looking forward to major changes. The Doctor Who community in and of itself is really accepting of change. I mean, this is the 13th different Doctor that we've seen play in the series. So obviously, if there's a fan base that's open to something different like this, it would be the Doctor Who fan base. This season, half of the season's directors of this TV show are women. That's a first in the show history. So once again, not only do we have this transition of the main character from a male to a female, but we also have the supporting cast moving from male to female, breaking down these gender barriers. Finally, the last companion was the first female of color and openly gay companion in the show history. So taking on the changes that the show has made thus far and introducing a female lead, we'd expect that if we have some different companions and different characters, we're going to get some brand new, interesting, exciting, gender-breaking shows. Whittaker brings a new passion and a new energy to the role, and you can see here that she's picked her own outfit out. They've made changes to the TARDIS. That's the time and relative distance in space, the little time machine and spaceship for Doctor Who. And we have an introduction of the diverse character cast surrounding Whittaker in her role as the Doctor. But we have had some criticisms as well. So while we've built up a bunch of hope in our minds that this is going to be a turning point for the character, perhaps there's been a little too much hype. Some of the criticism that came back through my Google Alerts setup was that people felt as though the premiere fell a little bit short, really hyped up to see what's going to happen, and then in the end, the premiere in and of itself, the Doctor Who Fell to Earth, didn't quite live up to the hype that was built up beforehand. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, the people that had commented in the Google Alerts section said that they felt that Whittaker's performance kind of took a step back because her femininity and sexuality were pared down, almost creating a gender neutrality in the character as opposed to allowing the strong female lead to take full precedence over the show. Perhaps there were too many changes in the show at one time for everything to work. And so while we waited for this transition of the cast and of the lead to be a strong female lead, there might be too many other things that are going on at once to make this incarnation of the Doctor the most successful that she could be. There's a little bit less charisma and wit than in the writing for the previous Doctor's attitude and characteristics. That's not necessarily a fault of Whittaker, but it's something that as a fan, I hope to see some changes in the coming episodes of the show. Compared to other female icons of today, like Serena Williams, Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones, or Denai Guerrilla, the actress that plays Michonne on The Walking Dead, Whittaker's Doctor is very understated. So trying to use the female role of Doctor Who as a catapult to breaking down gender barriers in television shows across the uh, internet, across the media, it might not be a strong enough character for what we'd like to do there. So, in the end, some critics of the change to a female Doctor Who have said that we simply haven't seen enough from the lead to the companions to the writers to the directors to really say that this is going to make a gender changing difference in the history and canon of Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker has come onto the scene with new energy and she brings new life to a character, one that's 55 years old. Fantastic science fiction show. If you haven't watched Doctor Who, I suggest that you watch it. We're hoping the best for Jodie, and ultimately, I think that her success could mean a big deal for gender barriers in Hollywood. So I'm hoping that our Doctor is successful, has a great run in the show, and we go from here and appreciate this change in the gender barrier that we've experienced.